So today's lecture is about vectors. So what are vectors? Vectors are actually images that are made using paths. Means that you create a path and fill it with some color, usually black, and that colored path is called a vector. So when we talk about vectors, there are different things like polygons, rectangles, circles that we can make, we can draw, we can change the shape. So let's start with our lecture of vectors, in which we will cover the pen tool, the shape tool, the point tool, the text tool. All the tools that are used to create vectors will be discussed in this lecture and upcoming lectures. So starting with the text tool, you can see I have written a text here. So to write a text, you just have to click on this text icon or the text tool, and by pressing on it you can see that there are two types of option available, which is horizontal type tool and the second one is vertical type tool. So as the name suggests, one is used to write the text in a horizontal direction and other is used to write text in vertical direction. So let us first start the horizontal type tool. Select a tool and click anywhere on your canvas and type what you want to type. So I have written apple. After typing a text, you can arrange it by with the help of the move tool, and if you want to change some part of the text or the color, you can select the text, and here are some options. You can change the font. You can change either it is regular, bold, italic, or you can set it according to your size, the size of the text, and here the main thing, how do you want your text to look like. Let's suppose I'm going to turn off none. You can see the edges of this text. Let me zoom in. You can note the edges of this text. This text has no properties apply on it regarding the text. So when I select smooth, you can see now it has some, now text is smooth. So you can change it crisp, smooth, strong according to your need or your document need. So the next option is the alignment, the left, the right, or the middle, the center alignment. The next one is the color option, the color of your text that you want to show on the screen. You will select the color, and then the option of 3D that we will discuss later when we discuss our advanced tools, in which we will make some 3D graphics and vectors, and we will convert all these things into 3D. So the last option here is the text warp tool. The text warp tool gives us option to warp our text in arc, in arch, and different shapes that we want to apply. Let's suppose I select the arch shape. It has converted my text into an arch shape. You can control the bend of the arch. Also, you can control the horizontal distortion, that how your text will look like horizontally, or the vertical distortion, that how your text will look. All these things can be adjusted, and just you have to click on OK, and that effect will be applied on your text. Let me delete this layer. The next thing you can do is that you can select the text tool again, but now instead of just clicking, you have to draw a region so that you can type a paragraphic text. Let me change the font size to 48. Okay, 48. I'm going to just type some dummy text. You see that I have written many lines, but all the lines are joined with each other or being overlapped. So select all the text, click on the text and press Command A or Control A on Windows PC. Now select this option, the characters. In here you can see different options like again the text font, the size, And now these are two options that we are going to focus. One is the vertical spacing and one is the horizontal spacing. So for the vertical spacing, I can increase the size, and you can see that all the text are now have some space. As for the horizontal spacing, let me open this. Why this? Okay, if I decrease this, you can look that all the words are just joining each with each other, and if I increase it, all the text is going far away from each other. So by this you can control that how condensed or how wide your text should look. And just click the move tool and you have your text. So this is the text tool, the basics about the text tool, and we will surely learn about the advanced techniques when we will cover all the advanced lectures in our future topics. Thank you. That's it for today. So in these lectures we are just talking about the vectors, and now we will move to our second tool of vector graphics, that is the most powerful tool in Adobe Photoshop, which is the pen tool. Here you can see the pen tool and its different properties like freeform pen tool, add anchor point, delete anchor point, and convert to point tool. So in first we will learn about the pen tool. You just have to create a new layer. Sorry, my bad. Control Shift N. In the new layer you can draw a shape, and just like the selection tool you can close it. You can change the fill of that shape. Let me create another shape. Let's suppose I'm creating a shape, and you have created a shape. So the pen tool is not limited to just creating these types of shape. It can create many other types of shape, but we will discuss them a bit later. So next tool is the freeform pen tool. As the name suggests, this pen tool is used to draw shapes of free form of your choice. Just what you like shape, draw it, and it will fill it with colors. So let me select all these and delete it. So the main and the advanced function of the pen tool is to draw or to make custom images. So let me open an image for you. Let's suppose orange fruit. So I have an orange here. So we have a full orange and half orange and quarter orange. So at first we will try to draw a peel or draw a shape out of this orange. So I'm just going to trace the upper part of this orange. So make sure the pen tool is selected. We are making shapes, not parts. We will discuss the path later. So the shapes and the fill color, it's up to your choice, and the size will be 1px, and we will not met with the other options. So just click on the starting point and click on another point, but please note, after clicking we do not have to release the mouse because we have to make a curve. So click and hold and drag your mouse. The width of this drag pointers define the depth of the line, and by moving it up down you can change its direction. So let me fix it right here. Okay, so I have made a curve over here. Now if I click here, it will make another curve which I do not want. I want to make a curve of my choice. So you have to do is that you have to remove this curve from here. So if I bring my mouse closer to this point, it will show a minus sign. I do not want to delete or minus this anchor point. I just want to remove the curve. So press the Alt or Option key, and it will convert to the another shape which is used to remove curve from this line. So when I click it, look, the second handle of this curve line is gone. It means now we have a straight line. So just click on another point and drag it where you want your shape to be. I will just stick it here, and now we have another curve which is going here. So again, alter option, click here, and it will remove it, and now we will close this shape. Now by selecting the move tool, we can move this shape over. Now this shape is a vector shape. What is the benefit of vectors? The main benefit of vector is that it will sustain its size to whatever document you drag it into or you import it into. Unlike the image, it will not lose its quality, its pixels, or anything. So let's try to make a pulp here using the same tool, pen tool. So I will just start. I will not drag this curve. Let me zoom so you can see it better. Okay, so starting with the pen tool, here is a curve, here is another curve, and here is another curve. Starting with this point and this point, I will make a slight curve here, just like this. Okay, alter option to remove the curve, click here and draw the curve of the pulp. Again, alt and option to remove this, and click here before this curve. Okay, again click here, so we can make another curve right about here. So here comes the problem. We are unable to see what is behind this color or the blue area or the color that you have selected. To overcome this problem, you can use the number keys on your keyboard to decrease the opacity of this layer. For example, if I press 7 double times, 77 or 66 or 55, it is decreasing the opacity of this object. So I can look what is behind this object. I will press 33 and it will dim down the opacity for me. Again, there is a curve. We have to remove the curve. Click Alt or Option key, and again click here to make a straight line. Click on the final node and do not release the click and hold and drag. We have made a pulp over here. Click 99 again and it will increase the opacity to 99, and we have a pulp of orange over here. So this is not a hard tool to practice, just have to give it a little bit more time. So if you have any questions, I will leave my email address in the description, and you have to do this assignment and email me or upload your assignment work so that I can check that you have done it right or wrong. So that's it for today's lesson, which is about using the pen tool, and in the next lecture I will cover the paths and how you can use the paths in with the pen tool. So that's it for today. Thank you. So in this series we are now discussing about the vectors. So in the last lecture we have learned about the pen tool using the shapes, and in this lecture we will learn about the path function, and we will learn about how you can use the marquee tool to sorry, I forgot to say. So you can use the marquee tool to contribute its part in creation of the vectors. So let's start. So now I have selected the pen tool, and just like another pen tool I can make some shape, but this time it is not being filled because we have selected paths. So what is the function of paths? So the function of the path is, let's suppose I have made a path and I want to write a text that will follow this path. So I will select the text tool, and instead of clicking anywhere I will just move it to the line and click, and now it will start writing and following the path. So let me type change the font color so we can see it. This is a text, so we have to move this one. Okay, cancel text. I have to click here so that it can go back to this. Is again color change. Okay, now let's move this is a text written in font size is increasing for written on the path. So one function is this, that so if you want to hide or show the path, you can press the Control H key. So it is written that this is a text that is written on the path. So this is the one function of using paths. What is the another function? Before this, going deeper into this topic, let me select a shape tool. I will select the rectangle marquee tool and let me create a new layer. Control or Shift N or Command Shift N on your Mac. Vector, I will name it vector. Enter. Now I will make a selection here and I will fill it with a background or foreground color and press the Command D key to deselect it. Now this shape or this marquee tool has created a vector for us. This is completely a vector, and this is the advanced function of the marquee tool. That is, we can use it to make some vectors. So let's select the elliptical marquee tool, and I will select a shape right here. So we have our vector, but this vector layer is rasterize. The main function between the main vectors that is made using the pen tool and the shape tool is that they have a layer mask applied on it. We will learn about the layer mask later, but the shape that is made using the marquee tool is a rasterized vector image. Okay, so I have selected this layer, I have created a marquee tool, and now I will just erase this part of the vector graphics. Here you go, I have erased the part of this vector graphic. So this is another thing that you can do with this pen tool or the shape tool. So let me open an image. Okay, again, all the images that I am using are the property of their respected owners. I do not have rights to use them commercially. I'm just using them for educational purposes, and the rights of these images are wholly solely for their respected owners. So in this picture we can see that a male hip-hop dancer is posing some dance move. So select the pen tool and make sure that we have selected the path. In many pictures you have seen that there is a light glow going on some images or some, what you can say is. So without any further saying blah blah, let us create a new layer. Command Shift N, press enter, and first we will draw some smooth lines on his arm. So let me start from here. I will click here and drag it to make a curve. Again I will click here and drag to make a curve, and I will last click here and make a curve. So we have made a curve. What now? We have to make this curve to do something. So our great handy dandy tool brush will come handy. Select the brush tool and select the brush size according to the image, and select the color for the brush tool. Let's select some cyan color. Okay, the color is selected, the brush is selected. Now come back to the pen tool, right click on the path and select stroke path. After selecting the stroke path, you will see different options here. First one is brush, pencil, and many other. We will work with the brush tool and click OK. And you can see that it has made a line that is following our path. The line is a little bit blurry because we have selected, let me undo it first, because we have selected a soft brush. If we select a hard brush and again stroke it, okay, we have a thick line. So we will not use the thick line, we will select the soft brush and right click, and this time we have to apply this option, simulate pressure. What does this simulate pressure do? You can see it. sorry, before doing the simulate pressure, make sure that after selecting the brush tool, you click on this option, or you can click on window, brush, or you can click on this property bar. Make sure that the shape dynamics is on and control is set to pen pressure. Okay, now come back to the pen tool and right click and stroke path. And make sure that simulate pressure is on and click OK. Now you can see. Now I think something is messing with our, what you can say. Okay, let me delete this layer. Delete layer. Okay, pen tool. Again, we are making path. Now I will try to draw something on his feet, and a curve here, another curve here, third curve will be here, fourth curve will go here, and fifth curve will be right here. Right click, stroke path, pen tool, brush tool, simulate pressure, and OK. So this is a stroke. Press Ctrl H to hide the path, and you can see that the stroke is following the hip hop dancer. So select the eraser tool, the simplest tool. Make sure the simple eraser is selected. I am going to just roughly erase it. I am not going to pixel perfect erasing. So erase, and sorry, my bad. Make sure whenever you are doing something, Control H. This is a path. Control Shift C. So whenever you are going to fill the path, make sure that you fill it in a new layer so that it will not affect our background layer. Click stroke path and brush and simulate pressure. OK. So now select the eraser tool. Make sure that layer 1 or the upper layer is selected, not the background layer. Control H and just erase the option, erase the line, sorry. Now in this we have said that the line is going back from his foot, going on his foot, and again going back on his leg, and from here I can erase all this, going back from his ear, go up the tool and going up, and again from this one it will go behind his back. So let me zoom out. Look, the stroke is going here, from here, from here, from here, and from here. You can add some extra glows and something like this if you like, and we will learn about the layer properties of blending option in our upcoming lectures. So simple that we have learned about the pen tool. We will learn about both shapes and the paths, how we can use the shapes to make some curve or custom shapes, and how we can use the paths to make or draw some cool effects. So after this lecture you will also do this assignment and take a picture of you, yourself, your friend, or some from internet, and draw something like this and upload it or email me so I can check whether you have done it or right or wrong. Thank you. That's it for today.